Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber and have been spending some of your valuable time with me on this channel, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. Your support means a lot to me and my channel. If you are joining me for the first time, I would like to welcome you, and I would like to request you, if you can, please subscribe and let's learn together. Let's challenge each other. Let's inspire each other to be the best we can so we can help make the world a better place. In today's video, I would like to discuss sources of income and the importance of multiple streams of income. So in thinking about sources of income, there are many different ones. And depending on what you do in life for a living, you are going to have a primary source. So if you are a teacher, for example, your primary source of income is your salary. If you are a business person, your primary source of income is the money you get from your business. If you are a writer, your primary source of income is the money you make from book sales or from other activities associated with book publishing. So it is very, very important for everyone to have multiple sources of income. I understand that some people get or earn enough money from their primary source that they might think it's not necessary to have more than one source. So there are some jobs that they pay very, very well. People might be paid in a million. Maybe you are paid $1 million per month. That's a lot of money, and it can definitely support. It can definitely pay all your needs, all your daily expenses, and there'll probably be plenty left over. But for many people, their primary source of income does not provide enough. So in that case, it's very, very necessary to get or to find ways of supplementing the income. So which is why having multiple sources of income or multiple streams of income is important, even for those people who earn tons of money. For those who earn lots of money through their primary source, they definitely also need multiple sources. They want, for example, to transition, or at least to make to transition or create or make or come up with a source of income or an income stream that is passive, so where they don't have to work in order to get money. And also, just to be on the safe side, it's never for many jobs now, it's that they're never certain. You could have a job today, the following day you don't have it. Have it today, maybe the following month you've been laid off. So it's always important to have multiple sources of income. And yeah, so but for many people, those who do not receive or do not have enough money through their primary source, it's important. So again, whether you make lots of money or not, having multiple sources of income is important. So say you don't make enough money, you're going to need other sources of income to supplement your primary source. And you also need those other sources because you also jobs are also not very certain in the present world under the modern economic conditions. So you need additional sources of income in order to be sure that if something happened to your primary source, you're going to have something to fall back to. If you lost your job, you would have something to fall back to. You don't make enough money, you have additional money coming in through others. So it's important to have those extra, or to have additional streams of income. And another reason why it's important to have multiple sources of income is that is that of financial freedom. If you don't have multiple sources and you're not getting enough, chances are that you will never become independent. So to become independent, you're going you're going to need to make more money through different sources. So if you have your primary job, if that's your primary source, you can consider creating sources such as maybe taking on a side hustle that can bring in more money. So you are going to at least need maybe more hours, create more hours, maybe after work to make more money. Or you could start a business, a part-time business. So there are certain jobs that certain businesses that you can start, especially online businesses that you can run as a side hustle. You don't need to give up your job, or you don't need to give up your primary economic activity for it. You can maybe spend few hours in the evening or few hours at the weekend to run this business. And if you've chosen a good one, I think you can make quite a good amount of money. So yeah, so there are options out there, and you can also think of creating something. So creating something, yeah. So you could write a book if you are good at writing. You could code. You could write an app if you are good at that. Yeah, so that's an option. But for many people, maybe that's not an option. You writing an app or creating an app requires that you're good at coding, that you have a strong maybe computer science background. Yeah, so that will be that will not be something that maybe many people can, but it is possible. It is possible to find or to create additional sources of income, additional streams of income, if you even if you don't have the computer background. There are other options, and I mentioned few earlier on. So and whatever sources of income you come up with, whatever streams of income you create, you need to make sure that some of these streams are passive. So passive in the sense that they will not need your presence in order to be self-sustaining, in order to bring in more money. Yeah, the reason why that is important is that our bodies are the way they were made. They're not going to be strong forever. At some point, you're going to become weak. At some point, you're going to slow down. So when you slow down, when you don't have as much energy, maybe in your old age, you can rely on the passive streams. So there are certain streams of income that are passive. So most of them, most streams are active. So you have to put in work in order to earn money from them. Something like a business, running a business. Most businesses require that you put in the effort, that you go to work maybe every day. You look at what's happening. You replace inventory. You sell the products yourself. So you have to be physically there, or maybe at some point you will train your employees. You'll train people to run it for you. But that's, for the most part, that's a very active, or it's a, we cannot describe that as a passive stream, a passive source. Same with jobs. Most jobs that you go that people have, where you go to work maybe from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. Those also need your presence. You have to be there in order to complete the tasks that you are assigned, in order to be paid. So you have to be physically there. But there are some jobs, not some streams or some sources of income that are passive. So you work at some point and you stop working and the money just keeps coming in. An example is publishing, book publishing. If you write a book, the book is just going to be, it's always going to be there. And if it can sell, if you sell several copies per year, and if that continues over a long period of time, if it continues for the entire time that you are alive, it's going to bring in, always going to be bringing in money. If you write a course, an online course, for example, you also only spend or put in effort writing or putting together that program or that course, and that's it. After that, you sit back and money will roll in, money will come in. So depending on when, so it all depends on whether people are buying your course or not. So things like that, you put in effort and time to create a product, and that product sells for maybe the rest of your life. So you get money from that. You're not working, you are sleeping, and money is coming in. Another passive source of income is investing. So if you invested, for example, in dividend paying stocks, the money that is going to come in, like once you buy those shares, you get paid either every month, depending on the company. You are paid every month, or you are paid quarterly, or you are paid maybe some I think pay only once a year. But I think that's for companies like those in African countries. In Kenya, for example, they only pay once a year. But most companies in Canada, in the US, they pay either monthly or they pay quarterly. Yeah. So here you found, you looked for money, you earn money maybe through your primary source, and you invest that money in dividend paying stocks, and that's all you do. So once you buy the shares, you sit back and enjoy the dividends. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever you are doing, try to transition into passive sources of income. Create passive sources of income. So those that do not require you to be physically present, those that do not require you to put in more hours, they don't require you to be working. So you're sleeping and money is coming in. You don't worry about what's going on. Yeah, and as I said, we grow old, we become weak, or sometimes we just want to step back. We need such sources. We need such streams of income that are passive, ideally passive sources. Another maybe passive source, although it's maybe semi-passive, it's not entirely passive, is real estate. So if you have a property, if you have a house, and you rent it out to people, it's mostly passive, but sometimes you have to do some work. Like if maybe a tenant left, you have to go out and maybe look for another one. If something in the house needed repair, the tenant is probably going to call you up to fix it. So it's not entirely passive, but it's, for the most part, it is. So I would say I would probably classify that as semi-passive. So things like investment, things like real estate, you are taking money from that you've created, that you've earned through maybe active work, through your job. You are taking that money and investing it. So you are putting your money to work. So your money is working for you instead of you yourself working. So do your best and transition from those sources of income that you have to be there physically to do the work, to passive sources. So where you either you just invest and sit back and wait for dividends to come in. So I'll stop here, and if you have any questions or comments, please comment down here below in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps a lot with my growth and the growth of the channel. And yeah, and if you found some use, if you found value in today's video, please consider dropping a like. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending your time with me.